Hi, I'm Bugsy and I'm an addict. I'm going to be reading just for today, June 15th, 2024, Resistance to Change, page 173, basic text, page 34. Many of us cling to our fears, doubts, self-loathing, or hatred because there is a certain distorted security in familiar pain. It seems safer to embrace what we know than to let go of it for the unknown. We have often heard it said that when the pain of remaining the same becomes greater than the pain changing, we will change. Our fear can keep us from growing, afraid to end a relationship, change careers, attend new meetings, begin new friendships, or attempt anything out of the ordinary. We stay in situations that are no longer working far longer than we have to, simply because what is familiar feels safer than the unknown. Any change involves overcoming fear. What if I'm alone forever? We might think if we consider leaving our lover. What if I find out I'm incompetent? We may wonder when we contemplate changing careers. We may balk at attending new meetings because we will have to reach out. Our minds manufacture 100 excuses for remaining right where we are, afraid to try something new. We find that most of our pain comes not from change, but from resistance to change. In NA, we learn that change is how we move forward in our lives. New friends, new relationships, new interests, and challenges will replace the old. With these new things in our lives, we find new joys and loves. Just for today, I will release the old, embrace the new, and grow. Even before my addiction, I had it in my head, this idea that I watched people go back to relationships that were toxic, lovers, or, just regular intimate, whatever relationships, or just friendships, even family members. It's like I've watched people go back to people who have blatantly and actively hurt this person, and I wonder, why do you hang out with them? And I know I'm guilty of doing that in my younger years and throughout my addiction, and then shortly after I was getting sober. And then I started to think it's because I already know what pain I'm expecting. And I think addiction's the same thing. People struggle to get out of addiction because I already know the pain that addiction's going to cause me. I don't want to risk stepping out of that bubble into a new world, a new life of sobriety and recovery, and not know what to expect, what kind of pain is going to be coming my way. And like I've said before, recovery is great. Recovery is awesome. It is so worth it. But yes, there are days that are going to be painful. There are going to be things that happen in your life that are going to be, hurt your heart. And there's just no getting around that. No matter how sober you are, no matter how long you've been sober, there are things in life that are going to be hard to get through, and sad and painful and heartbreaking and just really difficult to manage. But in recovery, you learn the tools on how to manage that pain and how to get past that fear of what if and understand that it's what is. Right now, I don't have to worry about what if this happens. I'm just worried about what is happening. So I think it's easier for most people to just endure the pain that they have already experienced and already adapted to. Because then you don't have to learn a new pain. You're like, I already know addiction hurts. I already know this friend is toxic. I already know that this relationship is bad for me, but I already know how to navigate it. And it's really important to trust yourself, trust your heart, and respect yourself enough to take that first step into recovering your heart, recovering your mind, recovering your body, and getting better and feeling better about yourself. Because I was a people pleaser. I would do whatever people said. If I didn't want to, hey, can you come pick me up? I don't really want to. But they would do that whole I guess you're not my friend kind of. And it's like, oh yeah, I'll be right there. I was a people pleaser. And since getting sober, it took me a while to start doing it and to actually stick to it. But I started building boundaries. So when you're stepping out into this new journey of sobriety and recovery, and you're letting go of those relationships or that job or whatever it is that has been dragging you down or making you feel a little less of a person because of the dynamics of the relationship, when you're stepping out and you're starting a new life, you'll start to learn that I'm scared of what's going to happen, but I'm making boundaries so that when those things that might scare me or hurt me do start to happen, I know how to shut it down and move away. I know how to turn the stove off and not touch it. And everyone deserves that. Everyone deserves to make boundaries and stick to them. Everyone deserves to have a healthy relationship, whether it's your lover, your friend, your job, or even with yourself. I have to make boundaries with myself. Otherwise, I would never get up for work on time. So make boundaries and understand that life is beautiful with the good and the bad. And it's worth living it in recovery. And you're worth your recovery. And I hope you're doing well out there, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.